Hey everyone, welcome back. I am back today with more Clone Wars, you guys. I cannot wait to see what is next on this show because I am like fairly sure that we are going to get another Ahsoka episode, and I cannot overstate how much I am here for that. I'm just so glad she's back in the mix. I don't know, like, how much longer we'll get to spend with her. I kind of feel like most of the stories this season so far have been... Well, actually, there haven't been that many stories so far, but I don't know why I feel like maybe it's only going to be, like, 2 parts. But even if there was only 2 parts, I'll be super, super happy that we got this time with Ahsoka. And I will briefly get into just kind of my thoughts on the last episode before we move into the next one. First off, though, I just want to say if you're joining me early today, you know just what that means. That means that you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much. And as always, I am sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in that description down below. And if you're joining me on those YouTubes, I hope you'll hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So last episode, we made a new friend, Trace, and we got to meet Trace's sister as well, who live, it was Coruscant, right? Where they were like down below and everything. They were like on the underside. It's reminding me a lot of another show that I watch, or that I finished watching not that long ago. But anyway, I think it was really interesting I don't know. I feel like as horrible as what happened to Ahsoka was, and as much as I feel for her, I almost feel like in a situation like this where we know so much else is going on, with this whole war and just really in the galaxy in general, I almost feel like maybe this is good for her to like see how different things can be depending on where you're at, you know, the people that the war forgot. We've kind of seen that already in terms of like the people who got caught in the crossfires of the war, but it's interesting to see people who live like not that far from the whole like Jedi Council and everything we've seen has just been very like not like it was last episode. The top side is much different, you know, as these things usually go. And I think it's actually good to kind of have some awareness of what else is going on in the galaxy, and even as close to home as this is for Ahsoka. So, I don't know where things are going next. I know where we kind of left it was like, okay, well, Trace's sister kind of did the thing, you know, sold off the stuff that, the droids that caused so much trouble, wreaked so much havoc, and, you know, yeah, I can't see anything going wrong with that. Like, the client getting super PO'd when those things eventually, you know, start destroying stuff, I guess. But yeah, we'll see where it's all going. I just think it's kind of interesting to see, you know, I said when this all first happened with Ahsoka, I wonder if she'll kind of start to put things together once she's away from the immediate influence of like the war, the Jedi, everything. And I think maybe there's still a chance for that, but I also really like that we're just kind of getting like a broader perspective on things too, you know? We're getting a much broader perspective on how people feel about the Jedi, how people feel about like the way that the Jedi feels about them. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people at this point, we knew this kind of from the whole like arc about Ahsoka, that like there was building mistrust of the Jedi, of the Republic and everything, or at least of the Jedi. But I think it's also interesting to see how like people feel just really forgotten, you know? The Jedi are supposed to protect, and I feel like circumstances have been so well manipulated and orchestrated to the point of the Jedi really not having the capacity to see any of that, you know? I'm not trying to blame it all off on Palpatine, because honestly, like, the Jedi, I feel like, has kind of gotten away from its purpose, and that's not all on one person. However, I do think it's interesting that we are always so conveniently busy and wrapped up in, you know, the goings on of the war, of everything, the Republic, etc., etc. So, but you know, like anything, it's like it's never as simple as just like, ooh, it was this one bad influence the whole time, you know. It's not that simple. The whole show is about everything being not that simple. So there you go. All right, guys, I'm dying to see what's going to happen next. So praying that wasn't a one-shot and that we're going to get more Ahsoka in this episode. So what do you say without further ado, we just jump right into the next episode of Clone Wars. Let's go.
I can tell you've worked on starships before. That must have been some academy you went to topside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best.
What was it called?
Skywalker Academy.
Skywalker Academy!
Never heard of it. But what do I know living down here? I never really... Plus, Rafa chipping in. And now I've got myself a starship.
Impressive.
Trace is a boss.
Impressive is coming up. Once the Silver Angel revs up its hyperdrive.
Silver Angel.
The Silver Angel?
You gotta name your ship.
I don't know.
Once you're done, where are you headed?
I don't know.
Anywhere.
This is all new to me.
Yeah. Oh,
That's why
honey.
you should stick around.
I figured I'd be on my own for a bit. Believe me, things couldn't be a bigger mess for me than they already are.
Oh, honey.
So you'll stay a little while longer at least. That way we can test the Silver Angel.
All right. As long as Rafa doesn't mind.
As long as Rafa doesn't mind what?
Ahsoka's gonna be...
We got company.
You got any?
You were gonna leave me here?
No. I was gonna do a job, make us some money, and be back. But then the pilot backed out and took his ship with him, and...
I don't know what's worse, that you were gonna do this, or that you hired a pilot other than me to do it with.
Well...
Maybe she's
now
trying
I
to
need
protect her.
Only as a backup.
We can't count on anyone.
So we count on ourselves. And maybe
That's
Ahsoka.
life. And Ahsoka, because you can always count on
I wanna get
Ahsoka.
going. Go warm the engines up.
Let's go! Adventure time!
So tell me, what are you after?
She's
Hamek Bay?
protective. She's
ship?
super protective.
I don't have an angle.
But that's how
Unless maybe
things
to keep
work
you
down
both
here.
out of trouble.
No, there's no, I
Never
feel like...
thought you might be the trouble she needs to stay away from?
Ooh, I don't know. I'd say getting her involved in dangerous missions is also something she needs to stay away from. Rafa, sorry, had to say it. But she's trying so hard for them, for their family.
Welcome
Like,
aboard the Silver Angel.
The Silver Angel?
don't give her crap about the name. She's already had crap about the name.
That's what I told her.
Just let her name the ship.
Strap in.
Her ship, her rules. Silver Angel it is. I think it's wonderful, personally. I love it. It's very whimsical. I hope the Silver Angel will do well on the debut flight. Yay. Rafa's like definitely getting them into scrapes, but Rafa's trying so hard to take care of them too. Like I feel like everything she's doing is for her sister, yet I don't know, it's just really hard to get ahead in a place like this, isn't it?
Trace, where are you going?
I'm just trying to get into this lane.
That's military lane. You can't go there. That's a restricted area.
Listen to Ahsoka, because we want to stay off of radar, you guys. We don't want to be on radar. Crap.
Being hailed.
Don't answer that.
This is the Silver Angel.
Oh,
What can I do for you?
Have you lost your mind? This is military airspace. Civilian transports are not authorized to be in this sector. I'll have your star pilot license for this.
Oh no.
License? Do I need one of those?
Oh, we don't have license.
So sorry. It won't happen again. Just teaching my youngest sister to fly.
Oh, you're teaching me to fly. That's allowed.
Stop. Oh God.
Just get in the transport lane.
Who was on board that transport?
Oh no.
Just some rookie pilot.
Thought it
Probably
sounded.
on their first maneuvers. I was just about to send a detachment to arrest them.
Oh no. Oh, Anakin senses something. He's like, I sensed. Oh, they sense each other. Stop. I'm going to explode. They're sensing each other.
Should I send a detachment, General? No.
No.
It's nothing.
Because if he does sense her, he probably knows she doesn't want to be found right now. Oh my god, for a split second they sensed each other and my heart is going to explode inside my body.
This is exciting. I've never been to hyperspace before.
What? What have you been flying?
Oh, mainly speeders, you know? Maintenance vehicles.
Are you
whatever I can
saying
get my hands on.
you've never
See
done
why I
this
tried to
before?
hire a different pilot? Trace's flying is more of a dream than a reality.
What did you say?
I said the ship flies like a dream.
You're taking us to Kessel?
I'm
Are we going to
fortune and
Castle?
glory.
I've heard pilots talk about this place. It's legendary.
No way.
Yeah.
No
it's
way.
legendary for its corruption.
Oh.
Rafa,
Rafa.
what are we doing here?
Rafa, what is the mission?
Medicine?
Medicine?
I am Kinash Locke, King Yoruba's major domo.
Okay, hi.
We've been expecting you. We've prepared a banquet to show his thanks for your services.
Really?
Lead the way, sir.
Oh.
Welcome to the big time.
Oh. It's a banquet. It's very pretty. I mean, so far so good.
However, if you show yourself to be dependable, you will have the opportunity to meet His Royal Highness.
So this is kind
won't
of a
disappoint.
test run.
I've got one of the fastest ships around.
Uh-huh. Okay. Just sit back in the
What
seat.
kind of medicine are we transporting?
Thank you, darling.
The essence of the medicine. You will deliver 3 containers of unrefined spice.
It's
Upon
spice.
satisfactory delivery, you will be awarded a full shipment, and the Yoruba family of Kessel has always been a promoter of health and happiness across the stars.
'Cause
Now come, Ms. Martez.
I haven't heard great things
Let
about
us get the
spice.
spice into this very fast ship.
I heard fast ship, and I just need to state once again that my ship is the fastest ship. Ahsoka knows. Ahsoka. See, the thing is,
Spice is dangerous.
Yeah.
Transport ships get attacked.
Rafa looks out for me. Sure, I wasn't her first choice for this job, but she wouldn't have asked me to do it if she didn't believe I could.
unless
How
we were
many
like
times has
desperate,
Rafa done a job like this?
I don't think she ever has.
she
So
runs
how
a
can she
laundromat in
possibly know
space.
what we're up against?
Hey, there's a first time for everything.
You just don't want to be a first timer doing a spice run when you don't know what to expect, and you have like no. I don't think we have weapons. How well equipped are we to like defend ourselves here? Because I feel like we're not equipped.
Look at all those droids. The King's spice seals must buy thousands of them.
Trace, those are not droids. They're
Are they
people.
people? Oh god. It's people. It's people in the mines doing. Oh good god. Oh no. Okay, here's their underside. We saw their top side, now we're seeing their underside.
Must be local workers.
I think the term is slaves.
Yeah.
Be. An operation this large, the Republic wouldn't stand for it. They'd shut the place down.
Yeah. You'd think they
You'd
would.
think they would, except that there's a lot of corruption there too. And if we're being honest with ourselves, which I think we are for the first time, how hard would it really be to get this passed?
Mark Krem better have my money waiting.
Mark Krim?
God.
The Pike crime boss?
Why am
The
I not
Pike
surprised you
crime-
know about the Pikes? As a matter of fact, how do you know about the Pikes?
I know you can't make a deal with them.
Oh dear
Already
God.
did. Trace.
Best of a bad situation. And deliver this spice to someplace that can use it for medicine.
No one is
Because
taking
that
my
doesn't
Because they
count.
need their
And Trace
payment.
and I have a lot of people on Coruscant waiting for money we owe them.
No, you owe them, not her.
Sisters
Important
take care of each other. We can't pay off debt with your
No
morality.
one is taking my ship.
Oh God, she's
Think
gonna
of all
freak
the good you
out.
could do if we deliver.
Dead. No one
It's.
is taking.
Oh crap! I knew I was gonna do something extreme. She's gonna do something extreme. Ooh, there it goes. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. We just got rid of all the spice.
Oh no.
What did you do?
I dumped the spice.
Of all the choices you could make, that is literally the worst
That
one.
was probably the
Can't
worst
believe
one.
this,
Yeah.
But I agree with her.
Yeah.
What?
This spice gave us options. Now,
Yeah, we have
Now we
nothing to
have a
bargain
deal
with.
to deliver spice to an intergalactic crime syndicate and no
And they're
spice
not
to
gonna
deliver.
expect it.
But I thought
They're not-
delivering spice to gangsters was a bad thing.
Because no matter how many times we go over it, I can tell you, it's not going to work.
why?
Because it's a bad plan.
It is a
Do you
pretty bad plan.
have a better
I'm
plan?
sorry. Did either of you have a better one?
Let's hear.
Well then.
All right.
I assume that you had no trouble transporting the spice from Kessel?
Not at all. This is one of the smoothest jobs I've ever had.
Good. If anything had happened,
You want to pay us our credits and send us on our way.
here are your credits. Now go on your way.
It's actually working. It's actually working. What about all the other? Are they gonna be like, what are you doing?
I take it. Let's get out of here, Trace.
Okay. All right. The thing is, what's gonna stop them from just coming after them once they find out? Poop. There's nothing in there. It was a good plan
I don't
until.
believe it.
That is a tractor beam, Rafa.
Oh no.
Just so you know, when they interrogate me, I'm blaming the whole thing on you.
Are you serious? I mean, I think even Ahsoka was like, I think it's interesting that like oh, please don't end the episode. You cannot. I'm going to try not to be mad that they left me there because that was a really good episode. And honestly, I'm just kind of happy to see it go on because I thought maybe that would be the end of the arc. Like they'd wrap it up here and we'd move on to something else. I'll tell you what, they could do Ahsoka for the rest of the season if they want. I'll be happy. So the first one was really good. You know, as with anything, establishing a lot. Gaining catch up with Ahsoka was really good. This one I feel like just hit the ground running. And I have so much I want to say about like the dynamic, the family dynamic. Honestly, I think the point in all of this is that nothing is really cut and dry. And like when Trace was saying there's enough blame to go around, I mean, there's kind of a truth to that because, Rafa clearly is getting them like this is not the first time this has happened. She's getting them in over their heads. Doesn't really know how to navigate the situation she's getting them into, and ultimately is kind of like playing the, you know, big sister card to get Trace involved in this stuff. But here's the flip side of that. She's doing all this. She's doing these pie in the sky things to protect the two of them. Parents aren't around. They're all each other has. She's doing, like, I could just about guarantee, like, there's zero selfish motive in most of the stuff that she does because she's looking out for her sister. The problem is, and this is so sad because we've seen a lot of experienced, you know, crime bosses, gangsters, villains on the show. These two are just like two sisters trying to survive, and they're getting wrapped up in all of this stuff. And this is exactly what you get. You get in over your head. But what else are you supposed to do if you can't survive, you know? So like Rafa cheeses me off, but yet doesn't at the same time because it's like, yeah, don't hold us at arm's length with info about the plan when you're like, come on, you have to do this. Seriously? But there's still that part of her, I think, that wants to protect her sister. But now we're it's the kind of desperation that you only see when you're kind of living pretty much off the radar of, you know, a lot of what is considered like normal or standard society, and that sucks. And I think Ahsoka is seeing that up close for probably the first time. Again, you know, we've seen a lot in the war. I'm not saying like she's never seen stuff, but I think this is the first time we're seeing something like this so up close, specifically. Can we just have a moment for the scene where Anakin and Ahsoka sense each other? Can we just have a moment for that? Because that was a show-stealing scene, and it was literally just like 5 seconds and no dialogue. And It was just everything. I have no idea. I'm guessing they're not going to meet back up. But I honestly have no idea if, like, maybe Will and Kai. I never even considered it. I just kind of, after they sort of left the Ahsoka thing where they did, and we never saw her after that, I just kind of assumed that, like, that's going to be the last we're going to see. But now she's back in the mix, and we came so close at one time. I don't know. Wouldn't that be crazy if they ran back into each other? Did she even say? Oh my god, she went to the Skywalker Academy, you guys. She she went to the Anakin school of getting into trouble, just barely making it out. Oh guys, what a great episode. I can't even be mad on the cliffhanger that they left me on. But I could be a little bit mad about it, but, you know, I'll go do that on my own time and wrap up this reaction. So I loved it. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. And oh my goodness, please be sure to join me next time. Don't leave me to do this alone. Please join me. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.